right, it was a moment on Fox 2 that was called by many, I'm sorry, it was called painfully awkward. Local cardiologist Dr. Shukri David predicting the Patriots to win last year's Super Bowl. Problem is, they weren't even playing the game. All right, who are you calling for in the big game? You're going to watch the game?
I am. I'm a Brady fan. He's a University of Michigan graduate, so go Patriots.
All right. I don't know. I haven't made my prediction yet. We have we have Peyton Manning, and then I don't even know who the quarterback is for the.
No, not Peyton Manning. They're out.
Oh, I'm sorry that we had to play that again. That moment went viral in a matter of hours. It was a little bit awkward. You have a good sense of humor about it. Dr. Shukri David, Chief of Cardiology at Providence Hospital.
Bravo, Doctor. Bravo.
I noticed he was still kind of going like this.
I know.
Is that what it was?
All right,
so San Francisco and Seattle were playing in the Super Bowl. Am I right?
Thank you.
No, it was Denver.
Broncos.
It was the Broncos. Oh, so I went back 2 years. I went back 2 years. So who was playing last year? Broncos and Seattle. Okay.
So who is going to win the Super Bowl this year?
I was talking about 2015 last year. You missed my prediction. You missed my prediction. So I'm all for Denver in this one. No, it's the Patriots. I'm sticking with my team.
Let's just talk about that moment, which at the time, and even I'm going, and I'm trying to think. Wait, do you know something? I don't know. I know.
It's like the Jedi mind trick when someone says that. You're like, is he right? Am I wrong?
He's a smart guy. Right? I mean, he's saving lives every day at Providence Hospital, and I'm like, wait a minute, what does he know that I don't know? But were you fascinated by how it went viral in this day of social media?
It was amazing. The next day, my kids tell me, Dad, you know, you're on YouTube. I said, why? I says, because Chief of Cardiology predicts the Patriots in the Super Bowl. And I said, oh my goodness. It had 1.5 million hits, and it was funny. My biggest fans were actually in Boston. Mass General surgeons called me and said, only doctors can sympathize with you, and made me an honorary member of their fantasy football league. So
when did you realize that the Patriots weren't actually in the Super Bowl?
I got a call from Mr. Art Van. I was in the parking lot. He says, Doc,
in the parking lot here at Fox.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So you got out of the building.
Yeah. He says, Doc, you've helped me with my health, and I got to help you with your interviews. It's not Brady, it's Manning. And I thought, oh, people are going to forget it. Saturday, Friday morning. Who's going to watch?
Right.
My goodness, 1.5 million hits.
And it got picked up by like USA newspapers.
I got
everywhere.
on the Soup.
Yeah, you were on the Soup. You were everywhere. The reason that you were here talking Super Bowl was really, and that's the funny part, is that was just a throwaway question. I just threw it out there. But the real issue was you're talking about how on Super Bowl Sunday, like some of these days where we overindulge, if you're a heart patient, there can be some risk to that if you're taking in lots of junk.
The Super Bowl is a national holiday. So there are little bets in the offices. People get excited about their teams, especially if you're at risk for having a heart attack. You've got pre-existing coronary artery disease. Emotional stress can be as bad as physical stress. We know what happens with shoveling snow. So when you get upset, your team loses. And there was some correlation in 1980, 1984 when the Los Angeles, I think, Rams and Oakland Raiders won and lost the games. They looked at statistics and saw there were more heart attacks when the teams lost versus when the teams had won. So there's this theory out there, and it's also happened in, I think, '86 during the World Cup when there were more heart attacks for the losing teams. But basically, fatty foods can cause arteries to spasm. You get upset, you get emotional, the arteries go into spasm, your fight or flight hormones, and you can have a heart attack. It's a perfect storm.
And how does alcohol affect that? Because we know there's a lot of alcohol ingested.
Well, alcohol can cause more of the arrhythmias. So there is this syndrome called holiday heart syndrome, where you consume too much alcohol and you go into a rhythm called atrial fibrillation. So it can happen. It's transient. It's usually pretty benign, but it can happen.
All right, good job. Next time we have you back to talk Super Bowl, it will be with
the Lions.
I love your sense of humor, though. You're awesome. Thanks so much for coming back.
You handled it really well.
Good job, Dr. David. Good job. You have redeemed yourself.
Good job.